the communalism. What we basically understand by communalism is a system of theory of government in which state is seen as a loose federation with self-governing communities. Communalism means loyalty to one own ethnic group rather than society at a large. Communalism basically means that loyalty to one own group, all that belief, all that loyalty is for the own religion and not for the other religion. The other religion is not regarded, they are not taken into regards to any account, and the religion of their own religion is taken into regards and appreciated at a larger level. The root cause of communalism is the religious insecurity and the religious intolerance. The problem of communalism is that the ideology of the people, the way they think, the way they present, the way they think is supposed to be the right thing, and the people of the other religion, the way they think is not supposed to be right. This is not the way, guys. Moving on, communalism is basically a strong devotion to the interest of one own minority or ethnic group rather than those to the society as a whole. It is a very complex process. Moving on, riots. What are actually riots? Riots are basically due to heated atmospheric situation that arises between two communities. One thing which is common in all these riots are there are many people, thousands of people who die in this riot who have nothing to do with communalism, have nothing to do with the hatred between the two communities between which these riots arise. Let's go on. The famous riot which has been an issue since all these years are the Babri Masjid case, the anti-Sikh riot, Godhra incident and the communal violence in Assam. I'll be explaining these riots, what actually happened in all these riots one by one. In Babri Masjid demolition which occurred in 1992, it's still prevalent today and the case is still pending in Supreme Court of India. And adding to it is the Godhra incident in 2002. In Babri Masjid, the land, Ayodhya, is considered to be the birthplace of Lord Rama. And there, the Mughal general Mir Baki built a mosque in the name of Emperor Babur, which then the riots started and the whole concept was brought into one question that how come a Muslim was allowed to build the mosque on the land of Hindus. This is not the question. How come this question can even arise? The second is Godhra incident where the Kar Sevak were travelling back to their homes from Ayodhya when they were in favor of the demolition of Babri Masjid and they were burnt. The whole train was burnt. It was as if the train is not with living people, but the people are burnt as if there are no living beings. This is not a question. Now, communal violence in Assam. This is a very frequent thing and has been occurring very often on. In this, the Muslims who migrated from Pakistan claim to be the descendants of the post-East Bengal Muslims, and the ethnic group which is known as Bodos are the people who are living there. The community of this Bodos and the people who migrated from Pakistan, the communal riot is between them as if they were the original descendant of that land. Moving on, violence, communalism and terrorism in India. Communalism is invariably due to religious intolerance. Sometimes it takes the shape of a religious terrorism. Terrorism often uses the language of religion, ethnicity, a particular ideology, etc. to justify terrorist acts in India. Communalism and terrorism are interlinked and goes in a cycle. Communalism breeds terrorism and terrorism also gives incentive to communal mongers to incite riot and pogroms at the same time in retaliation. Moving on, Barack Obama's point of view on communalism in India. He said India will succeed as long as it is not splintered on religious line. He also advised India and its PM that the country needs to combat human trafficking and slavery, elevate the status of girl, women in society, promote religious and racial tolerance and empower young people. The state of India is such that people from outside India are also recognizing and acknowledging the defects and the conflicts that we have inside India and coming in our country only and advising us to do that. The status is not such that we can, after all knowing the facts, knowing the problems, we cannot combat it, and people from other countries are coming and pointing out something which we already know. Moving on, the roots of communalism in India, the tendency of minorities, orthodoxy, design of the leaders, historical causes and social causes. The minority always think that they are under pressure. Well, it's not so in this country. They are given equal importance to that of the majority. And thinking this thinking and ideology is where the conflict arises, and the conflict grows to such extent that the other people who are not related to such conflicts die every second. Orthodoxy and obscurantism. Design of the leaders. The leaders should be such that they do not propagate the communalism thoughts. The leaders should be such that they support each and every religion. But nowadays, leaders are providing every incentive, doing every step just to propagate their own religion and not to the other's religion. Historical causes. Obviously, this something which happened in historic times are still followed. The British came into India and followed the divide and rule. They sowed the seed of divide and rule, and what are we doing? We are just watering them. We are just letting it grow each day by day. Can't we just not combat it? And the social causes. Obviously, the social causes plays an important role in causing the conflicts between different religions. Moving on. The suggestions. Can we remove communalism? This is a very basic question. Can we actually remove communalism in India, where it is sowed in the roots of the India? Abolition of communal parties. Obviously, the parties which propagate communal thoughts should be abolished and they should not be encouraged. But in India, it is obviously encouraged. Some steps should be taken and they should be stopped. Transmission of past heritage. Public opinion. The public plays a major role. The opinion of the public must be taken so that things can be done accordingly to them. And youth organization and other types of associations should be formed in every locality. These organizations, as we have already heard, the NGOs and everything should take a part in combating all these communal problems and not encouraging it. Further on, I would just like to say that I am from Lucknow, and my parents and there have been living there since 90 years. And Lucknow, as we already know, that it is a city of Nawabs. There live Hindu people, and of course the Muslim people. But till now, I have not seen any communal right arising between them. Can we not follow in whole of the India? And these communal rights are basically due to the ideologies of the people. They find each and every small thing in every normal situation to bring up the communal riots. Thank you.